Courtney, I'm going to start with you. 8 for 13 from the field, 7 rebounds. Was it as fun as it looked like for you?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was really tiring though. Like
Was it?
Yeah, they're really fast paced,
Yeah.
and so it just became like transition. But I mean, obviously we did better than they did.
Well, it kind of leads to the next question in a way. You say it's tiring. You guys have 9 players, which is a couple short. And I'll talk to Cammie, and how she's regulating minutes maybe, and I think she is in a sense because we're getting into December, and I'm sure fatigue starts to set in a little bit. You two the other night played incredible amount of minutes, and I was an overtime game. But do you start concerning yourself a little bit about a week from now, 2 weeks from now, in terms of playing a lot of minutes and, and feeling tired?
Not so much. Coach E gave us the day off after our last game, which helped a lot. I know I was really tired after that game.
Were you?
Yeah, and then I think this next week, seeing that we have a week before we play again, will kind of be
Well,
nice.
yeah, this week, it's finals week, no?
Mm-hmm.
Do you usually get a day or two off during finals week of practice or not?
Yeah, I think we'll have Thursday off, so.
Okay. And I looked here, the bench contributed 40 minutes today. So when they do come in and play, and of course, that is so much dictated by what you've done on the floor. Is it kind of nice though at times to come out and just chill? Or no?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's just fun to see everybody getting to play together and stuff. And like the last part of the game was super fun, getting to 80 and getting wings and stuff, because we were just on the bench, super excited for our teammates.
Savannah, I don't know how you walk without a limp after a game. I stopped counting at like 12 times you were on the floor.
Yeah, I
I mean,
guess.
do you
I just
feel-
go lay in bed after.
You don't bruise easy or?
Well, I think that's what the knee pads are for, so they protect me.
And you were seven for 8. Did you feel like you were 7 for 8?
I guess kind of. I just think we got a lot of like good transition layups and stuff, so those are just easy buckets for me. So.
Let's get to this free throw thing. 13 for 15. I don't think that'll mess with your #1 ranking in the country. Do you think about that at all or not?
I mean, I don't think we think about stuff like that. We just like focus on ourselves and doing what we can do to be the best.
How much easier was it, or at least more enjoyable, when you jump out to a 9-0 lead, and are up 22-9 after the first quarter? That kind of set the tone early. And it's kind of nice to have one of those games. You haven't had one in a while. I don't even know if you've had one all year that's been that way. Well, maybe early, I don't know who you played, CSU probably, or was that an exhibition?
That was exhibition.
So you haven't had one in a while. And the other night was, even tougher. I mean, you end up going overtime. So when you're up 22-9 after one, do you exhale at all? Just kind of, or did their pace not allow you to?
I think we try not to, just because we don't want to get comfortable and then possibly lose that lead, because we had watched film about how they came back in the fourth quarter from being down a whole bunch and pressed and came back and won the game, so we didn't want to let off the brakes.
After the other night, I don't know if they looked at stats or watched film from your game against BYU. Do you sense at times that they're going to focus on you guys out on the perimeter? As I mean, if I'm playing against you, I'm saying I'm pressuring those two little shits out front and making them make plays and dribble the ball, and everything. I'm focusing on that because you're a different team in that way. But then the adjustment comes to pump it inside. Do you feel like sometimes the teams are doing that? Making you go inside, and then when you can, and Courtney is getting open shots, and and I think, Courtney, sometimes the further you float to the right and put up that little, I don't know what you call it, a chicken wing shot, but it goes in off the board.
Yeah.
I mean, your percentage of that shot's got to be pretty high. But do you feel that sometimes that they're pressuring you out front to do that?
I just think like throughout the preseason, we've seen a bunch of different defenses, and what we've been working on in practice is reading how they are playing us, like whether they're switching or whatever. So I think we're getting better at how we're reading that, and our offense and is so dynamic that we can do whatever really they give us.
Let's get back to the start when Courtney said she was a little tired because of the pace. Having at least a day off this week, is that kind of nice? I know it's finals week, and I don't know about you guys, but I never worried about it, did you? I mean, in journalism, you just kind of, it wasn't like I was taking accounting classes. Huh?
I said I'm an accounting.
Oh, that's when I stopped. I have a business minor, but when I got to stats and accounting, see it. Is finals week stressful?
I mean, I would say so, just because, like, it's a big part of your grade, and we pride ourselves on being good student athletes. Like,
Yeah.
emphasis on the student part, so, yeah.
I think we try really hard, like during the semester, to keep our grades high so that it's not quite as stressful finals week too. So.
But when you're gone a lot, it's gotta be, I know, you can do homework and catch up by going online and getting stuff, whatever, but it's gotta be a pretty difficult task. I mean, you gotta be really good at time management, do you not?
Yeah, I think especially us after 4 years,
Yeah.
it took us a little while to get, I don't know, not procrastinate and get ahead of our work before we travel and stuff.
Really? What, do any of you freak out at testing? I mean, some people can do really well all year, and then they take tests and they just like freak out and screw up the grade. Is that what, do you guys freak out at tests, or is it just, you've used to just become part of the procedure?
I think that's what, like, studying is for, so.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
We try to stay calm and
That's an old,
collected.
that's an old
Yeah.
adage. That ain't work, come on, man.
Yeah.
We would just imagine being on the basketball court.
Yeah.
In front of our fans.
But so, CSU next, that kind of is one that you put a little bit of a star or an asterisk on the schedule. I mean, anybody who wants to look at it, whether it's, I mean, it's non-conference, but it's still a rival, still one that you kind of gauge yourself on, do you not?
Yeah, I think we'll just take it like any other game. I think we want to beat everyone we can. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's another game that we are going to work really hard to prepare for and play as hard as we can.
I think we have some like revenge though that we want to give them from last year, losing at their place in the year before when they came in here and we lost.
Did you
too.
pay attention at all to their game yesterday against BYU?
I saw the box score.
That was it? Did you listen to it or try to pick it up on a webcast or anything?
Yeah, I think we were just trying to focus on Pacific, and then we'll watch film for CSU later this week.